So Sir Patrick had a little bit of trouble with Sonnet 15 by Shakespeare today, and it was refreshing to see someone of his great accomplishment with Shakespeare and in acting to struggle, but it was also, I thought, a good opportunity to talk about a few of the reasons why this is such a challenging sonnet and the kind of choices that people who read poetry or who read plays have to make when they choose to recite said poetry or plays. So the first thing is that this whole sonnet is one very long sentence. The subject and the predicate of the sentence, I consider, are in the very first line, and there are a few independent clauses in here, so you could theoretically break it up into a few sentences. Um, and it doesn't really, the sentence itself doesn't really resolve. It's more of a set of thoughts than a tight sentence with a neat subject, predicate, and object. But that's one of the things that makes this so challenging. Second, it begins with a when statement, and it's constructed in such a way that you expect a then statement. So, when I eat too much, then I feel uncomfortable, like that. And that then statement does come, but it doesn't come until the ninth line. So you begin with when, and then you get another when, and then you finally get a then in line 9. And then there are a few places where the the direct meaning of a line is ambiguous. Um, so, for instance, in the second line, um, beginning with in the first line, everything that grows holds in perfection but a little moment. But a little moment could mean that the perfection lasts just for a brief period of time, or it could mean that the things that grow um, perfectly hold a moment in themselves, and either one works well with the themes of this poem. Uh, Two lines down, um, one line down rather, that this huge stage presenteth naught but shows whereon the stars and secret influence comment. So the uh, stage presenteth naught but shows could be read that way to mean the stage doesn't present anything except shows, which is a play on the idea of stage and theater, which Shakespeare likes to do a lot. Or you could read it to say that this huge stage presents nothing but shows how the stars uh, influence the growing of plants or make their comment on the growing of plants. And then there are a few sort of archaic words. So the inconstant stay, which is a nice juxtaposition of the idea of inconstancy and steadfastness in the word stay. But stay is also an enclosure, or in this case, a garden. Um, the I don't know if this is the way that the word debate is used in the 16th and 17th century. But here it's more of a discussion. So Sir Patrick was talking about how some of these words mean different things, and that really stood out to him. So I wondered if that caught his his eye. But at any rate, when reading the poem, you have to make decisions as to how you're going to interpret the poem through the reading. Are you going to stress that the stage presents nothing, or that the stage presents um, nothing but shows, for instance? So this is how I would read the poem, and it's not better than Sir Patrick Stewart by a long shot, but this is just my reading. When I consider everything that grows holds in perfection but a little moment, that this huge stage presenteth not, but shows wherein the stars in secret influence comment, When I perceive that men as plants increase, cheered and checked even by the self-same sky, vaunt in their youthful sap, at height decrease, and wear their brave state out of memory, then the conceit of this inconstant stay sets you most rich in youth before my sight, where wasteful time debateth with decay to change your day of youth to sullied night, and all in war with time for love of you, as he takes from you, I engraft you new.